All right, let's talk about a huge development in artificial intelligence that's shaking things up. We're looking at a brand new model from the Chinese tech giant Alibaba. And with this release, well, the global race for AI dominance just got a whole lot more interesting. I want to start with a number, 1 trillion. It's one of those numbers that's just hard to wrap your head around, right? But it is right at the center of the story today. And no, we're not talking about economics or anything like that. We're talking about a new frontier for AI. Because 1 trillion, that's how many parameters are inside Alibaba's new AI model. Now, a parameter, you can think of it as a dial or a knob that the AI uses to learn and make decisions. So hitting that trillion parameter mark, that puts this model in a very, very exclusive club. Okay, so let's get into it. Alibaba just dropped what they're calling Qwen3-Max, and believe me, this isn't just another update, this is a major statement. By joining that trillion parameter club, Alibaba is basically telling the world they're ready to go head-to-head with the biggest names out there. This launch really heats up what a lot of people are calling the global AI arms race. For a while now, the conversation has been all about US giants like OpenAI and Google. But now, with Qwen3-Max, Alibaba is jumping right into the ring as a powerful new rival. So the big question is, what does having a trillion parameters actually get you? I mean, what can a model this massive really do? Well, it turns out that kind of scale unlocks some pretty incredible abilities. First up, its memory is just staggering. This is all thanks to something called an ultra-long context window. The easiest way to think about this is as the AI's short-term memory. A bigger window means it can hold and process way more info at once. We're talking the equivalent of reading an entire novel and remembering it all in one go. And if you want the exact number, Qwen3-Max can handle over 262,000 tokens of information at once. A token is just a piece of a word, so this allows the model to tackle these incredibly complex, multi-step tasks that need a ton of context, things like analyzing long legal documents or debugging huge code bases. And that massive context window powers its other strengths. It's got incredible reasoning and coding skills, and even has this thinking mode to help it break down really tough problems. It's also built for what are called agentic tasks. So think about asking an AI to plan your entire vacation, booking the flights, the hotels, making the itinerary, the whole shebang. That's the level of complex planning we're talking about. And on top of all that, it supports over 100 languages, a truly global tool. Now, what's really fascinating here isn't just the tech, it's the strategy behind it. This launch signals a major pivot for Alibaba. It's a whole new game plan for how they're approaching the AI market. See, Alibaba's older models were open source. That means anyone could download them, play with them, build on top of them. It created this huge community. But Qwen3-Max, totally different. It's proprietary, it's closed source, and you can only get it commercially through Alibaba's cloud platform. So what does this all mean? Well, it means Alibaba is shifting gears from building a community to building a business. They are now laser-focused on making money and competing for big-time enterprise customers. And that puts them on a direct collision course with companies like OpenAI and Google. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit and look at that bigger picture again. This global race for AI supremacy. How does Qwen3-Max really stack up against the other big players on the field? Now, we should be clear, these are claims from Alibaba's own internal tests, but they're pretty impressive. They're reporting that Qwen3-Max is outperforming several top international rivals. We're talking models like Anthropic's Claude Opus and DeepSeek on key tests for coding, reasoning, and other general tasks. This really gets to the heart of it. This isn't just another model getting released. It's a huge signal that the world of top-tier AI is no longer a one or two company show. The field is getting way more diverse and a whole lot more competitive. And Alibaba is putting some serious money where its mouth is. To back up this ambition, the company is pledging over $52 billion for AI infrastructure in just the next 3 years. To put that in perspective, that's more than they invested in the entire last decade. Yeah, a massive investment like that is a very clear sign of just how high the stakes are. It shows an aggressive push to not just catch up with the US, but to potentially lead the whole next wave of AI development. The race is definitely on. And that kind of leaves us with one final big question. With competition this fierce, with this kind of money being thrown around by players all over the globe, all the old assumptions about who leads in tech are being thrown out the window. The next great leap forward in AI could really come from anywhere. The race to define our future? It's wide open.